have two monitors, a separate one for each tower.
Okay. I will ask him to be sure it's a Gen 1 or Gen 2.
That's the only real physical one I think you can see. Antonio, looking at that document.
Yeah.
Paragon Bristol, that's Gen 2, that's what I remember.
Okay. I will ask him just to be sure.
Okay, sorry, I had my volume down. I was watching the video. Have we got anything else for Ema then, or is it just the Bristol case?
Yeah, there is a case just opened for Puzzoni. So they have a problem with the DFE. I think it keeps rebooting, as I can understand from the operator. I'm just communicating with him now, and the notepad. So he said about it's been happening about 10 times.
Then the DFE's restarting itself.
Yeah, restarting itself. That's what he's saying.
Do we know whether it's a PPS or whether it's the control server, whether it's all of them?
I'm trying to look at, because Amalia just wrote to me in the feed to have a look on the previous cases. So I don't know exactly, because Paolo was on site last week, so I'm trying to understand. Yeah, I'm trying to understand what happened.
So that was the one where when I logged in, there was no communication to any of the PPSs.
Okay.
And he had to, I think it was on PPS, one of the PPSs, one of the NICs, he had to reseat the cable, set it back to gigabit, and that got it communicating. He then had further problems, ended up having to do a re-image of the press controller, which should be something separate. So realistically, all he should have done was work on that one where it started with a disk fault, basically, on the control server on the second disk of the operating system. And we reset it to normal. He then went in, found the problem with the NIC, addressed that, got that all communicating properly. So that's sort of just a summary of what happened there with the DFE. But I think, as I say, we'd need to find out whether it's a particular PPS that's rebooting, whether it's a control server or what.
Okay, we'll have a look.
Okay, anything else, guys?
Yeah, I have a part number for Gen 2. Just starting SAP now to check inventory. Shows nothing. What the hell? I'm not even sure this part number is set up correctly.
Youssef, I have sent you the part number I found and on Salesforce. That is the correct one for the Gen 2 color, the P20422737.
Yeah, that's the one I found as well, 37.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not sure this. But let me try with the P because try with the P because I tried without the P, it returns nothing. Okay, so let me try with the P. Check the nothing. There is nothing whatsoever. Zero. Yeah, there's nothing. There is one for the black only, monochrome, but not for the color.
Well, I hope it's only the power supply.
Yeah, I mean those computers are end of life.
Yeah.
From Vitec for a long time. It's just on our side. I mean,
in the case
we should have announced it at least.
In that case, what they need to
that these parts are obsolete.
Yeah, in that case, what they need to do to update to Gen 3, it's possible to that, in case the computer is defective.
We're going to want to spend 150 grand.
Yeah,
I think
the problem is
it's similar to that 700 statement. The fact that we've had to push Gen to do that as well, Youssef, is the need to. They should have announced this to customers. I know they don't like doing bits of a system, but we've got no choice. I think while we're using external vendors who, have different versions of hardware.
Exactly. I mean, this is. It's going worse and worse with obsolete parts. We have obsolete parts on the 700. We have on the Vitec. We have on Atos. So.
Yeah.
I'm not sure for Vitec because the Vitec Gen 3, it's not only about the computer, the cameras as well are different.
Yeah.
But even the customer has a premier contract, this Vitec is not covered?
Well, that's not what we're saying, really, Antonio. What we're saying is the miss probably is that the business hasn't announced that. Although the products, the overall press is in this stage of its product life cycle, the Vitec system is now going to be moved to an end of service state, for example, is what they should be saying.
Okay.
They've not made that announcement, which is going to be the next headache that comes.
Yeah, I think we should exclude, if not already the case, the 700 and the Vitec, both should be excluded from.
They they only need to be in sort of an end of sales state, don't they? Because when they're in an end of sales state, our obligation is while parts last.
But it's already
then-
the case, Rob. 5,000 is in the end of sales state.
Yes. Yeah. So, and that's a good point there, actually. Yeah, Youssef. I think we are okay in the fact that we'd have to weigh in on the system status and say this is a part that we can no longer get for the Prosper 5000s, and that's in line with our obligations around the product life cycle of that machine. But I think in general we need the business to look at that closer, even for things like the 6000 and that. Youssef, keep an eye on where we are with this Gen 3 system, and if we get to a point where the product's still a saleable product but the Videc's becoming too difficult to support, we need to announce that portion of it.
Yeah. Because we have moved also to Gen 4, right? On the 7,000.
Yeah. So maybe I'll reach out to Josh and ask him to get a statement of the current status of the Gen 3 systems from Videc. And based on their feedback, maybe we need to take action with regards to even the 6000s. And an announcement.
Yeah.
And I shared you should have been in copy from the email from Jen on Friday, so her and Josh are now having discussions about putting an actual announcement together for the 700 Print Manager.
Yeah, I saw that.
And so the next thing to come from that will be the customers kicking off who have bought host PC upgrades.
Yeah, the problem is, you can upgrade the PC, but now we have starting to have obsolete parts on the servers.
Yeah, exactly. Right, I'll get Josh or Pat to get us an update from Videc on if we can. I can't even get an update on the Paragon stuff for their tracking their defects, but I'll ask them to reach out to Videc and understand the current product life cycle of the Gen 3s as well.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw my email last week, Rob, for that host PC, Block 2C, which they have on site.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. I'm sure if a PC goes down, they will grab that one, place it. Yeah, it's not an easy, it's not an easy thing to deal with.
So I did send that off to Todd already. USL host. I don't know if he replied then. No, Todd's not come back to me on it.
Yeah, right. I think the failure can happen anytime with these old PCs.
Yeah. Better touch base with Scott as well and understand where they are with regards to upgrades of them. He's not online. Right, we've got anything else, guys? If not, we'll drop off and just write emails at the minute to these guys that sort of get done.
Yeah, can I ask about this training change?
Do we know when is it going to happen, or when we can continue with preparation
Nope.
project? No. Okay.
I only saw that email like you did, Daniel, and he's not reached out to me to talk to me on that either. I don't know how substantial the cost saving would be with going to the US and doing it.
Will be any?
Yeah, if any, yeah, correct.
Yeah, and this is really not the time to do it because it's late. Yeah, anyway,
Yeah.
you know. Okay, that's great. Thank you.
All right, anything else, guys? Oh, all right, we'll call it a call. I'll speak soon, guys.
Okay.
Cheers.
Thank you. Bye now.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.